Hello everyone, this is Cardmates, and today we're going to talk about how to play with low pocket pairs on the preflop. In poker, low pocket pairs are considered to be the cards from a pair of deuces to a pair of sevens. For the most part, these pairs are played in order to hit the set on the flop, because the post-flop play with small pocket pairs is quite risky. Well, we know that it's obvious that hitting a set on the flop is a priority, since the chances of a set on the flop with a pocket pair are 9 to 1. Nevertheless, don't underestimate your pocket pair, even if the flop disappointed you. To help you, in this video we'll give you some useful tips that will help you to unleash the potential of your pocket pair. Tip number 1. Stack size. Your potential chances of winning are directly proportional to the size of your stack, as well as the stack of your opponent. If your opponent's stack exceeds 100 blinds, then you are able to afford to play weak pocket pairs on the post-flop more often. But on the other hand, if the stack is less than 100 blinds, then you will be limited in the size of your bets. Your pre-flop all-in may lead you to the loss of your entire stack, and if you manage to get to turn without hitting the nuts, it will greatly reduce your chances of winning. So what we can tell you here is that you should pay attention on your stack. Tip number 2. Your odds. Do you remember the basic rule? It says your chance to hit a set on the flop is a little bit less than 12%. So mainly, your decision is dependent on the bet size that you have to respond to. Of course, if you automatically respond to the bet, it will be very beneficial for you, but you need to know that such cases occur hardly ever. Let's talk about our tip number 3. Big chances to double your stack. It's also worth playing the pocket pairs when there is a high probability for you to hit the nuts and double your stack. If you understand your opponent's probable range of hands, then it would be logical to try to play even a weak pocket pair. Again, it all depends on the size of your stacks. Tip number 4. Your position. The line you take in hand with a weak pocket pair depends heavily on your position at the table. The closer you are to the button, the more chances you have for playing weak pocket cards. Don't invest your entire stack in the pot if you see that your position doesn't allow you to play your hand profitable enough. Here's the thing, you never know what could be waiting for you on the turn or river. That's why it's better to use only advantageous positions for playing small pocket pairs. The earlier your position at the table is, the less you know about your opponents, which means that your chances of making a mistake are much higher. Ideally, you should take the whole pot on the preflop, or reach the post-flop with the lowest possible losses. Therefore, you should always remember where the fold button is. What about tip number 5? Your opponent's hand. When playing weak pocket pairs, you should always ask yourself which hand you play against. It's clear that if your opponent has an overpair, then you have very little chance of confronting him on the post-flop. However, his confidence in the strength of his hand can help you to get an extra value if you manage to hit a set on the flop. That's why, don't rush to fold your pocket pair ahead of time. Tip number 6. You have more chances at the passive table. It's well known that your position at the table plays almost a key role in the outcome of your hand. Nevertheless, if you sit at the table with opponents who rarely raise, 3-bet, and often limp, then it would be logical to try to play low pocket pairs more often. At these tables, even a post-flop play will be less costly and much safer for you. In order to understand where you are at such a table, it will be enough just to play a few blinds. If you see that your opponents don't predominantly play aggressively, then play your weak pocket pairs courageously. The tactic of playing with weak pocket pairs is quite simple. Nevertheless, in order not to be disappointed in the game, it is necessary to keep an open mind on the strength of your hand. The percentage of success with a small pocket pair is determined by your position, stack, yours and the opponent's one, the pair itself, as well as the sum of the pot in each particular hand. What we advise you to do is to closely monitor both your play and also the play of your opponents. Thus, you will be able to maximize your chances of winning. That's all for today, and I hope you like it. See you on cardmates.net.